Wednesday, May 13th, 4:36 p.m. New York time. Welcome back, investors, to Winning Wall Street's Money. So the stock market's closed 36 minutes ago. The futures market's closed in less than 25 minutes. Going to look at the broad market, Wall Street. What's the current situation? We'll look at multiple time frames. The time frames will be the grid on the right is the weekly, the grid in the middle is the daily, and the grid on the left is the intraday 4-hour. Looking here at the ES, look at the grid on the far right, the top yellow horizontal line. Look at the grid in the middle, yellow horizontal line. The S&P 500 stock futures, all-time new high. The market is bullish. Again, I'm not trading bearish the market, but I don't buy at the highs. I'm looking for pullbacks at key levels to trade bullish. And you see that on several financial instruments. I'm going to go over here. Yep. So again, look at the far left grid. That white vertical line was when the Federal Reserve had the FOMC meeting. Since then, we've made these staircase pattern higher high. We didn't test any of my key levels. Just kept on going higher, higher, higher. So that's the major stock index. Let's go look at the 10-year yield. So we had a breaking news event occur today. The 10-year yield, 10-year U.S. Treasury yield, which has the biggest correlation to the 30-year U.S. mortgage, made a new high for the year. That means your mortgage interest rates, people that are financing today, are paying higher interest for that 30-year mortgage than they had the opportunity the past days. It also means people that buy the U.S. 10-year Treasury yield earn higher interest. It also means the U.S. taxpayers pay higher interest on the debt of the U.S. Treasury yields. Also here on the far right, that big green candle, higher high, higher low. The trends have been trending up. We broke this swing high here, that bearish pin bar. Now here in the middle grid, look forming a cup and handle pattern. And the grid on the far right, the intraday, 4-hour. Yep. Let me zoom back out. So we're in this supply zone up here. I did not short it at all because the strength was still on the momentum. Again, I'm bullish. This. So looking at key levels for the pullbacks for entries. Often you have a correlation when yields go higher for the U.S. Treasury yields. Expect to see the U.S. dollar go higher. When the Federal Reserve raises interest rates, expect to see the U.S. dollar higher. Well, let's go look at the U.S. dollar index. Here's a high for the year. Here's the low of the year. Huge consolidation. And currently for the week, we already took out the high of last week. Higher, low, higher, high. It's a trend reversal. So if you're bullish, some people use this as an entry signal on this time frame. The grid on the far, the grid in the middle, the daily, same thing. We had these 3 inside candles 3 days in a row. That does not happen too often. And we had the reversal. And we had the follow through today, even higher high, higher low. Stronger dollar index. That does not mean all the currencies in the index are trading this factor. So I made the video yesterday on the U.S. currencies. If you didn't watch that yet, I recommend you see that so you understand how the currencies inside the dollar index are performing, as well as some other ones. And the grid on the far left, the daily. Yep. Sorry. Again, here's that white vertical line, FOMC meeting, dollar sold off, coming into this demand zone, which I had labeled, and buyers been stepping in there. Nice. Now we're here in this gray zone. Potential reversal. Pullback, potential bullish area. So I have my key levels labeled. Off to another category, commodities. We'll go look at the energy first, crude oil. For the week, we're still inside range right here. Look how tight it is. Daily charts, yeah. Past several days, higher highs, higher lows. Trading above $100. Today's high, $103.67. Yep. Another embedded costs and products and services, adding to the more expenses of products and services, higher oil. I do have bullish positions on, and I'm in gains. They're doing very well. I've been in them for a few weeks already. And the far left, see, staircase pattern, higher high. Nice. Got minor tests of this zone here. Buyers been stepping in here. Let's go take it to another energy in the category. We'll look at natural gas. I have positions, and they're bullish positions, and they have gains. Doing well. For the week, higher high, higher low. Yep. Having that wick form on the top. Same as last week. But again, still higher highs, higher lows. The momentum, the trend is to the upside. One could be looking buy in the pullbacks. That's what I've been doing. Look at the daily chart here. Consolidation for several periods here. Break up to the upside, consolidation for shorter duration. Big, strong green candle move up on that day. And right now, inside candle for the day, consolidation. Intraday, I have my zones labeled here for pullbacks. I'm looking to potential trades off of them. But the action that past few days here. So this was Sunday night here on the far left. Momentum ran up during Monday hours. Consolidation Monday evening for a dump Tuesday into this key level. Consolidation, pump this morning, and a reversal. A lot of whipsaw. It's commodities. Come on now. And it's a war going on. Even though you have two different powers of the same political party, the legislative branch said it's not a war, and the executive branch saying it's a war. Which one's giving out misinformation? Let's go on to the next category, metals. We'll look at gold. I do not have any gold positions on right now, but I do have silver positions I put on a few days ago. They have good gains because silver was looking more bullish, so I took the silver trade. Look at here. Here's a high for the year. Here's a low for the year. Big consolidation. We broke the high of last week. See, higher high, higher low. And we're forming a dodgy candle here. Potential reversal, potential halfway point, indecision. That's what that means. We'll compare that with silver momentarily. And the daily chart, gold's inside candle, tight trading range. I didn't know what to do. Again, we had this strong move up here. Consolidation. And intraday. Demand zone, holding up. Go take it to silver. Look at silver. Nice, strong, weekly bullish candle. Up strong. Much stronger than gold. Again, I'll flip that over to gold. There we are on gold. Showed you that. Bearish pin bar. Not bearish pin bar, sorry, dodgy candle. That's how gold's looking. So good job out of me not taking the gold position, instead taking the silver trade. Yeah, I already have gains. Nice. And the middle chart, the daily, getting higher highs, higher lows, coming up to a potential swing point. Hopefully I'm going to have the position close with profits this week. And the intraday on the far left. That nice momentum to the upside. Last 4-hour candle, inside candle. Finishes off by looking at the crypto Bitcoin. On the weekly chart on the far right, inside candle. Notice a few of these instruments I've been over have inside candles for the weekly and daily. Yep. Not surprised. I've been sharing that recently. We have a situation going on with the nation of the United States, nation of China. They're having a summit. So a lot of people sitting on hands, waiting for statements to be released instead of just taking a position which they may not be seeing a solid setup. Yeah, so that's Bitcoin here. Also, too, look at that, big wicks on the top here. More distribution up here. Where the weekly chart, sorry, the middle chart, the daily, we had a reversal. We had a breakdown, lower low, lower high. So again, sellers are in control. There's less buyers and sellers in control now. We'll see how far they bring it down. And the far left, intraday. Yeah, look at these big red candles. There were no buyers. It was all sellers, panic selling. And coming down here to a demand zone. Thank you as always, spending just a little time with me. That's it for the video. Thank you for watching.